Welcome to the Ernie the Wag Steampunk documentary series about a personality that was completely forgotten until very recently. The inventor and mystic Dr. Archibald Greif. Dr. Archibald Greif, born around 1834 and dead around 1924, can rightly be regarded as one of the history's most controversial and legendary original steampunkers. In this documentary, we will see film material which has not previously been shown to the public. What we will see is both enigmatic and strong imagery, which is why we want to warn sensitive viewers of what we will now see. Dr. Archibald Greif was what we can call today a time traveler. In the film material that now follows, it is of particular interest to notice how the environments that Dr. Archibald Greif created consisted of interior details from many different times. Dr. Archibald Greif's main invention was the steam clone generator, with which he seems to have produced a number of different clones of himself. Most indications are that he had no interest in talking with or hanging out with anyone other than himself. Maybe he wanted to populate the world with himself.
I want to meet myself and no one else on the streets. I want to say to myself, have a good day, sir.
The following sequences we will now see consists of previously unknown material that was unexpectedly found in a newly discovered Egyptian tomb near Giza necropolis this year. The film material was in a condition that can almost be described as mint condition. This fact means that the films that have been rediscovered must have been buried in the Egyptian tomb very recently, or very recently at another time in history. Old film evidence shows that Dr. Archibald Greif was actually in Egypt when he was middle-aged. The question of whether he has even been to ancient Egypt remains unanswered. The rumor about Dr. Archibald Greif's experiments spread during the late 19th century and he was often criticized in the press for his statements concerning the combination of steam and matter, or what he claimed was cloning. Perhaps the most interesting of the findings in the Egyptian tomb were the film sequences showing Dr. Archibald Greif in action in one of his laboratories. In the film scenes, even recorded outdoors, background sounds are clearly audible, as if they were made with modern technology of today. The experiments he performs on a test dummy seems to concern the possibility of extracting 65% water from a human body without harming it. We warn here once again sensitive viewers for these strong scenes.
I want to meet myself and no one else on the streets. I want to say to myself, have a good day, sir.
As you can see, it's obvious that when Dr. Archibald Greif wears his glasses, his silver glasses, I think it is, then also the viewer of the film can see the film in color. And every time you take it off, it's black and white, like old movies. So it's very interesting, this part. The making of clone steam from human water. It's a little bit unclear what Dr. Archibald Greif means with this sentence, but it looks like it's some kind of experiment to make steam from water. And here we can see Dr. Archibald Greif turning on this radio, searching for some frequency, maybe a frequency that can unite steam and matter. And soon we will hear Dr. Archibald Greif speaking in Old German some mechanical formulas. As you can see, he's reading over his silver glasses, and then the film is black and white.
Einen Zielkirchen des Kreide.
What we have seen now is some form of unknown science performed in a manner that takes almost ritual forms. We will now see another, a more dreamlike sequence. And there are many such in the film material. Possibly, this is some kind of visual, metaphorical message that Dr. Archibald Greif tried to convey to us in a strange and different manner. One of the film sequences that is most difficult to interpret is the winter scenes where Dr. Archibald Greif walks in the winter night. You will see him knock on a door and walk past an opening in a wall. At one point, he begins to walk backwards, as if he was pulled backwards without his own will. Our research team has investigated this place, and we have managed to locate it to a small stone wall nearby London.
I want to meet myself and no one else on the streets. I want to say to myself, have a good day, sir.
Numero sicher nach Siegen, was für ein Verhältnis die...
I myself was the speaker to this documentary about me.
Is this really the right world for you to be in?